Hi everyone, welcome to the new year of coloring videos. And traditionally, let's talk about all pictures which I colored in December. I can't say that December was very productive. I dedicated huge amount of my free time to filming videos about my whole book collection. I filmed the huge serial. It was my annual review of all finished pictures, but because of it, I didn't have enough free time to actually color, and it's a little bit sad. But still, I managed to do several winter pictures and several not so Christmas related. And I would like to start from pictures which I printed. I printed 2 pages of Johanna Basford Advent Calendar. I would say that it became extremely popular, almost everyone colored, and I can say that I am very proud of my results. The first page I colored relatively quickly, staying in the normal speed, doing 1 page a day. But then I realized that even if pictures are quite small, I still spent relatively big amount of time to finish these miniatures, and instead of doing one normal big project, I spent my time on this not so bad but still not very inspiring pictures. The most interesting, challenging part for me was to invent backgrounds. And here I can say that I got a lot of nice experiences. So let me show you closer my first pages. I think that I also was frustrated because I had huge problems in recording my coloring. I selected this light gray paper. I would say that it worked perfect for all my pencils, but it looked terrible on the screen. Only in the very end I realized the better settings for my camera to be able to properly film all colors. And now I'm quite happy with the page number 2. You can see that I tried to experiment with colors of the background with various patterns. And as I said, I got a lot of helpful experience, and I definitely plan to use some of these color combos and patterns for my bigger projects. But then, on page number 2, I did only a couple of pictures where I particularly liked designs or where it was easier for me to decide about background colors. I don't know, maybe during January I will film couple of like chat videos, and when I will need to put something on the screen, maybe I will finish to color couple of these pictures, or maybe I will use them when I will be in need of small projects to test some new color combos and new background ideas. Anyway, I'm glad that I did this frame which looks like border for a stamp. I think that it definitely helped my miniatures to look quite festive. And let's move to another project which I printed. I purchased this Tatiana Bagema Santa's Village book in PDF, so I printed it on my own paper, and it was good for all types of pencils. For this a very cute picture with elf who prepare sweet surprises, sweet presents, I used mix of brands. I even used Arteza for the background because I love Arteza purple, magenta, dark red wine colors, together with Prismacolors and polychromoses. Most of all, for me it was interesting to do these metal parts, and I really enjoyed doing all of them. Then of course it was very nice to color all the yummy sweets. I can't say that I'm particularly happy with the lower side of the page, but still, I would say that Tatiana Bagema books were the best for me for this December to create festive mood. And I do intend to color in this book, in this one and in Christmas during January and February, because apart from clear Christmas pictures, they also have a lot of cute winter scenes. And simply because I do love these very nice smiley elves. Well, another good thing was that I made at least one page in A Magical Christmas. For many years, this was my most popular book, and then I thought that maybe I have already colored all pictures that I liked the most in this book, but I'm glad that I found picture which I really wanted to color. I did this wreath, so at least one project was added to my magical Christmas, and I am glad that I didn't use traditional red for poinsettia, that everything is colored in more pastel colors, so there is nothing very bright. Even green is relatively soft, more yellow green, and I do like this huge golden bow. I would say that it really helped my picture to look more festive. I'm not sure about continuing doing something in this book in January, we will see. But I really enjoyed coloring with Inktense, I miss them a lot. Another winter project I did in Seasons. Again, I planned to color much more in this book, but at least I managed to do this one. I don't know why I was attracted so much to this idea of candles and of these golden birds, and I am glad that it turned exactly like I imagined. It was a mixed media project because here I used metal and pearlescent watercolors, I used neon colors, I used pencils obviously, and I even used my new acrylic inks to mask some of the black lines, mostly on this light halo around the flame. Everything is very shiny, very festive, and I am quite proud of this work. I am glad that I stayed in limited color palette. I always liked how ochre, gold, and yellow colors look together with blue and violet, and that's exactly what I decided to use here. I hope that you can see that on the matte background I have a lot of sparkles, a lot of golden dots, so indeed picture is very shiny. A very quick project which I did in Maria Trolle was in her second book, and that was this very simple tree. Here I decided to use unusual colors for the leaves. I decided that I want to try this particular color combo of blue greens or even turquoise blue together with more yellowish greens. And I created also the second type of the leaves using warm colors. All three birds I tried to color in different types. Of course, they don't look very realistic, but at least I got some inspiration from blue tits or from cardinal bird. Well, I also did one project in gnomes. Here I have three very cute lady gnomes and two very cute lady snowwomen. So at least here we have the ladies' party, and all of them are very fashionable. Here for the background I used a lot of pastel colors from White Nights and also mix of liquid watercolors by Ecolines, so it was quite quick because of the watercolor background. And then I realized that I use more and more of Arteza pencils in this book. Maybe because Arteza pencils are really bright and they can be very helpful for the clothes of the gnomes. Nothing to say especially about this page apart from that it was a very easy, a very relaxing winter coloring. I did it in the very beginning of the month and it really helped me to start feeling this winter spirit even when we didn't have any snow around and weather was more like a late autumn with rains. But gnomes, they are always nice to create a very festive mood. Well, what other I want to show you? Next, let's move to the book, which is definitely totally dedicated to Christmas, and it will be Escape to Christmas Past. Just let me adjust all the books. And let me adjust my camera a little bit. So here I managed to finish 3 projects. As usual, I hadn't prepared bookmarks, so that was my first one. From the very beginning I wanted to try this color combo of soft pink pastel background, which I created using Neocolor crayon and also pastel watercolor by White Nights. And together with the soft pastel, I intended to use gold, so I hope you can see these shiny golden details. It's golden Kuretake watercolor. And for the elements, I mostly use polychromoses. Because of this page, I practice a lot for coloring gold, so it was very helpful. I am glad that I did a lot of pastel elements like this light green and pink flowers like these birds. Not all of them from the first attempt were nice. This bird is definitely too dark for my taste, but the rest of them look not so bad. I have some favorite elements here like these 2 compositions with bells or this one. And I think that the whole idea with soft pink background wasn't that bad. I definitely like it. Another finished project was with candle. This one, again, I used my favorite mixed media way of using together regular watercolor, which created this nice dark matte background, and together with it I used also pearlescent watercolors, which created interesting light halo around candle flame. For the candle I used polychromoses, nothing very complicated, but still picture looks nice. Again, very nice to create Christmas feeling, Christmas spirit. My next project is much more colorful, and I finished this spread. It was a long time consuming coloring because of so many details, and I did quite a long color planning before I actually started to color. I am glad that I selected dark color for the background. Even if it's not very visible, starting from this dark background really helped me to analyze all the main objects here where I want to use brighter colors, like on poinsettia flower or this bow, or where I can use various color combos for the metals, like this golden frame or this metal element. So I did these color plannings. Most of all, I think I would proud of my ice elements, all these snowflakes and other crystals made with blue colors. And of course, the most challenging part was how to color reindeer. On the original picture, there were no details, no texture on the body of the reindeer, so I decided to add a couple of them bright elements. It really helped my reindeer not to be lost on the very detailed background. And when I added also gold, It really helped my reindeer to pop up on this very busy page. So I am very happy that I did this page. From the very beginning, it was one of my favorite spreads in the whole book, and I'm glad that in this December I did two spreads, this one and spread with bells. And finally I did another project in the Escape to Christmas Past. This time I switched to different color softs. Again, now let me just find this page. Sorry guys. This one. Here I wasn't exactly thinking about traditional Christmas color combos. Most of all, I wanted to use as much different color soft pencils as possible. You know that in the paper of this series of books it's possible to use color softs which are demanding to the paper tools, and here even the background I did with color softs. I'm pretty happy with this page because my favorite colors of color softs are also purple, blackberry, lavender colors, and I used a lot of them here. And together with gold, they look quite nice. I was thinking about doing the right side of the page with reverse color palette, like using this gold and orange for the background instead, and for the bird and botanical elements to use the same colors which I used on the background. Maybe I will note this idea for myself, maybe I will use it later, but for now I was slightly tired from using different color softs and I simply wanted to switch back to my more traditional pencil brands, so I did only left side of the spread, but at least here I'm happy with my bird. That was all for the Escape to Christmas Past. Next picture which I want to show you was in Myth and Magic, picture by Kinuka Craft. The name is Winter Rose, and for now it's my favorite finished picture in this book. And it really helped me to gain much more confidence about doing pages in this book. That's my bad habit not to use bookmarks, I know. No, that's not it. Finally. So my favorite medium for this book is Faber-Castell polychromos. For me, they work better on this paper. Prismacolors are also not bad, but polychromos gave me the quicker way to do this page, and maybe I decided to use them because I really love their violet blue colors which I used on the background, and together with pastel colors which I decided to use on the foreground, I think that they added some depth to this page. My colors are quite similar to those colors which Kinuka Craft originally used on her paintings, but honestly I tried not to look on the original colors before I actually did my picture, but because of the subject my color choice obviously was quite limited. Anyway, I'm glad that I did it, and of course I will try not to put this book on the shelf far from my working space. I really want to continue coloring in this book. Of course, in December I tried to color again in Selena Fennec, which is one of my favorite artists, and you know that at least one project from Selena I try to do each month. So in Fairy Tales, in the very beginning I planned to do the Snow Queen page, but instead I did another project. One of them was about 12 dancing princesses. Most of all, I liked the idea of showing this magical door, and my idea was that girls which are still inside of the castle, they are wearing relatively dark dresses. Maybe they are made from heavy velvet, but when they cross this magical threshold, this magical portal, they started to have a very light, maybe silk ball dresses. They are ready to dance, and I try to show this difference in colors. Mostly I used polychromoses. Again, they are easier to use on this thin paper, but for some of the lighter pastel colors, of course I used Prismacolors. So mostly in these books I mixed two brands, and in such way I got used to this paper. And another page which I finished was this one with Goldilocks. I think that when I started to do this page, I had to analyze all other completed pictures here, so I counted. I have green dress, I have a purple dress, I have a red dress. So Goldilocks had to have blue dress, and I think that already I used almost all colors, so I will need to invent something new for the remaining pictures. Anyway, here again I mixed pencils because background behind the window I did with Prismacolors and the rest with polychromoses. I wasn't sure when I selected this red color, but now I am glad that I did it. It created a nice contrast to the blue color of the dress, and it created quite a warm atmosphere inside of the bear's house. I would say that it looks like rich velvet. I tried to create a lot of highlights on the surfaces, so I am quite satisfied with both finished pictures here. And finally, I will show you books by Teresa Goodrich. In the very beginning, on the first days of December, I finished page from Main Street with these fine wines. I deliberately wanted it to be relatively dark, like real wine caves. It was interesting to color everything which is on the foreground, all those bottles, and I tried to do a different kind of types of wine, like a rose wine and a red wine. I tried to do bottles with white and green glass. It was a little bit boring to do all the bottles behind. I can't say that I am very happy how I colored these flowers. In the very beginning they didn't look realistic, and I can't say that they are my favorite part of the page, but everything else is not bad. Maybe I used too much colors, but on the other side we have here a lot of various objects, so maybe I was justified to use so many colors. And of course I colored in a winter wonderland. I finished here much smaller amount of pictures comparing to what I initially planned, but at least those two pictures which I colored, I do love them. The first was this evening scene. I thought that dark sky, dark background will create beautiful contrast to the color of the snow, and as here we have evening or night scene, I added a lot of violet colors to the shadows on the snow. Of course here I used huge amount of white gouache to get rid of the black lines outlining snow. And I really love that here on the foreground we have some colorful elements. I always enjoy coloring cardinal birds. I also decided to add some bright elements to the house, so I imagined that house is decorated with garland and I draw it. It was my first finished project, but honestly the second one I love a little bit more. Here I imagined that I had a early morning scene, so they started quite early to do the snowman. That's why here I tended to use a lot of pastel colors, starting from colors on the sky. Then I decided against using traditional red colors or yellow color for the ornaments for the balls. That's why my balls are more magenta orange colors, and I do love this color combo. I hope that I managed to show that my ornaments, they are glowing a little bit and they have some light halo around them. The most questionable part here was my color choice for the walls of the building. Again, I did it mostly because I already did buildings with brown walls, with green walls, even with red walls. So I thought maybe dark blue still can be useful here. Of course it was risky because a lot of blue which I used on the snow, but in the end these bricks, these chimneys made with bricks, they really helped. Now let me show you the main characters. I would say that the snowman is totally adorable, a very nice drawing by Teresa Kudrich. So I really enjoyed doing this one. And that was all which I colored in December. Personally, for me, December was challenging month. It was tasking for me physically, mentally. I was quite busy on my work, and in the same time I still tried to maintain a nice speed of producing videos. And I got wonderful feedback from you, so thanks to everyone who watched my annual review about my books, about my colored pictures. Thanks to everyone who sent me wonderful gifts. I was totally spoiled by you in December. I got wonderful pencils, I got wonderful books, and a couple of presents hadn't arrived yet. So thanks to Delphine, thanks to Sylvie, and thanks to everyone who sent me greeting cards, who sent me gifts, and of course thanks to everyone who watched videos. I plan to post in a couple of days the final video, final part of my review where I will show you all my books which I hadn't started yet to color, and I hope that together you will help me to start doing something in those books. In January I plan to do more winter pictures, and I think that I also will show you some of my Christmas ornaments which I prepared this year. It will be another video. You probably know that here in Ukraine the Orthodox Christmas will be only on January 7th, so we hadn't celebrated yet, so I am totally allowed to create more Christmas ornaments for my Christmas tree. And I hope that together we will be coloring something interesting during next days. Thanks for watching. I hope that you had a wonderful holiday celebrations and that now you all are safe. Thanks for watching, and until the next videos.